In today's lesson, you will see a first grade class engage in a choral counting routine. Choral counting is simply counting aloud a number sequence as a whole class. This routine can be used if the majority of the class is learning a new counting sequence. Choral counting helps students develop a strong sense of number sequence, pattern recognition, and rhythm. A well-implemented choral counting routine has multiple opportunities for teachers to use the mathematics teaching practices and for students to develop their reasoning skills using the student mathematics practices. We're going to start out with the number 6, okay? And we're going to count by 10 more today, all right? Okay, starting with 6, what comes next?
16, 26, 36, 46, 56, 70, 60.
There you go.
66, 76, 86, 96, 106.
Okay.
116.
Okay, stop right there. Let's stop right there. As the coach and teacher plan, they will establish specific learning goals for the choral counting activity, such as reinforcing number sense, recognizing patterns, or understanding place value. They clearly communicate these goals to the students so everyone understands the purpose of the day's count. One of the first grade standards is that students will be able to count forward and backward, starting at any number from 0 through 120. Another standard is that students will be able to tell 10 more or 10 less from any given number. This routine is the perfect opportunity to build and strengthen these skills. A well-designed choral count requires students to think critically and solve problems. For example, the teacher may ask students to identify odd or even numbers, find patterns, or discuss relationships between numbers. Choral counting provides opportunities for students to practice and reinforce their understanding through repeated exposure to different counting patterns, such as counting by 5s or 10s. Throughout this routine, the teacher connects oral counting with written representations to reinforce understanding. Choral counting routines create opportunities for students to discuss their observations and reasoning. Teachers encourage the students to share insights, ask questions, and explain their thinking to their peers. What do you guys notice so far happening?
All the ones is not changing.
Very good. Who else noticed something in our pattern?
The tens are changing.
That's correct.
The tens place is changing. Do you know how much that tens place is changing?
Of 10.
By 10, we intentionally foster a positive and collaborative classroom environment where students feel comfortable engaging in mathematical discourse and see themselves as doers of math. Through purposeful questioning, teachers guide students to think deeply about the mathematical concepts embedded in the choral counting routine. For instance, the teacher might pause the count and inquire about the next number in a sequence, the relationship between consecutive numbers, or the presence of any mathematical patterns. Well-designed choral counting routines challenge students and require them to engage in productive struggle. This could involve exploring more complex patterns, experimenting with different starting points, or investigating variations in counting sequences. Look at our pattern again. I want you to look at your numbers. I want you to look and see if you can see another pattern in our numbers. We already determined that our numbers are increasing by 10, right? Do you see any other patterns in this choral counting? What do you see?
They are increasing by 100.
Yes, they are increasing by 100. How are they increasing? Are they increasing this way by 100? Or are they increasing this way? This way. We call this horizontal, okay? Very good. Very good, they are
So
increasing.
vertically by 10, horizontally by
100.
Very good. So let me try something with y'all. What would happen if I have a box right here, a blank? What would go in that box?
206.
All right, very, very good. So we got that, perfect. Let's say we have a blank here. I'm not gonna tell you what this one is. We'll talk about it in a minute. But what would go in this box? If we're going right here, we're going down this line right here, what would go in that box?
226.
There you go.
So it's kind of harder to see those patterns as we're going bigger, right?
Yeah. So let me try another one. So we have, let's put a blank here. All right, so we got 156, then we have a blank.
Skipping it.
We're skipping it, and I need to know what goes in this box.
176.
Very good. Okay, let's count on from 176. Remember, we're increasing by how much each time?
100.
Well, not this time. Going down, we're going by, increasing by tens. Very good. So let's start from 176 and count on by tens. Ready? 176.
186. 190.
Okay, good job. Y'all did an
Great
excellent
counting,
job.
guys.
That was
Great
good.
counting.
Very good counting.
In today's lesson, the teacher and coach will observe and collect student responses during choral counting using a notice and naming tool. This evidence will be used to inform their teaching and provide targeted feedback, allowing the teacher to address any misconceptions or gaps in knowledge. By integrating these teaching practices, teachers can create a rich and meaningful choral counting routine that not only reinforces basic mathematical skills, but also promotes a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts and a flexibility with our number system.